What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer giving you guys another Call of Duty World War II gameplay commentary. Today we're playing Team Deathmatch on Shipment 1944. I got the M1A1 carbine, which is my new favorite gun in the game. I just randomly unlocked it. I'm not sure how I unlocked the gun, but it's fucking dope. And you guys will see, I put in fucking work in this game. Usually I do really shitty in Shipment. Like, I'm usually just barely pulling a positive KD because of how chaotic the map is. But I actually do really well. Look at this shit. I got a fucking quad. Man, the M1A1 is awesome. I think this is going to be my new main weapon in World War II. It used to be the STG, but now I think it's going to be the M1A1. And yeah, I'm not noob tubing this time because I'm just unlocking the attachments. I think I'm level 8 or level 9. So I got some work to do before I get the grenade launcher. That's like the final level 14. That's the final unlock for the M1A1. So yeah, I mean, for all of you guys that say that, oh, the only reason why I do good in Call of Duty is because I always have a grenade launcher, I could do good with a gun. I only do grenade launcher because I find it funny. So yeah, no, when I'm actually using a gun, I'm actually pretty fucking good at COD. Just saying. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a great COD player, but I think I'm fairly above average, even though that guy walked right in front of me and I didn't fucking see him. So that happened. But overall, I mean, I'm pretty good at World War II. I remember someone was shit-talking me the other day about how I was doing. Like, I wasn't doing so great. I was like barely going above a 2 KD in a match. I think we were playing like on what was that map, Gibraltar, and this other guy was doing really well, and he was shit talking me. He was like, dude, you're fucking terrible. Oh, the other team was so bad, that's the only reason why you got kills. And I'm like, motherfucker, what's your KD? He's like, 1.81. I'm like, bitch, I'm a 2.1. Fuck off. Like, I don't know, these people shit talking in Call of Duty, it's kind of funny. Actually, I like it. It's kind of entertaining because at least it kind of feels like there's like a sense of community in this game, even though it's kind of toxic. I like it. And that's the thing about World War II. It really brings me back to the classic Call of Duty experience. And it's really the most authentic Call of Duty experience that we've had in years. And of course, that was the whole point of World War II, was to market the game as being a return to the classic Call of Duty experience, boots on the ground. You know, we had 3 futuristic Call of Duties back to back to back. Yeah, it was time to go back to basics. And I know a lot of people were not a big fan of the World War II setting, and they thought it was kind of a step back for the Call of Duty series. But man, we had 3 futuristic CODs in a row. It was time to move away from that setting. And what were they going to do besides World War II? Go back to Modern Warfare? Well, Sledgehammer couldn't do Modern Warfare because that's Infinity Ward's creation. That's what they do. That's what they did in 2019. They rebooted the Modern Warfare series, so they couldn't go to Modern Warfare. And plus, we already had enough Modern Warfare games at that point. It was time to do something a little bit different anyway. I think World War II is the perfect setting because most people in the Call of Duty community did not play World at War. That game came out way back in 2008. So I think World War II, even though I guess you can argue that World War II has definitely been overdone overall in the FPS market, I think it was a breath of fresh air for the Call of Duty series, especially with all the futuristic games. Like, Sledgehammer could not get away with making an Advanced Warfare 2 after Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare were also futuristic. They just couldn't do it. And they couldn't, like, what were they going to do also? Like, Cold War setting? That's Treyarch stuff. So, yeah, World War II was the game. It was the setting that made the most sense at the time. And I think it actually worked out very well. And that's actually the big reason why I love World War II so much, is because it's a recreation of what the authentic Call of Duty experience is supposed to be. And the big criticism, of course, is that, well, maybe it's a little bit too similar to the old Call of Duty games because it tried so hard to recreate the classic COD feel that it really didn't bring enough innovation to the table. And I can understand that perspective, that they really didn't do enough differently for Call of Duty World War II to stand out. But my counter argument to that is, well, look at the changes that we did see in the Call of Duty series. Specialists, they were fucking terrible. Black Ops 4 was almost unplayable because of how ridiculous the specialists were, because they were pretty much free kills. And half the time that you died in BO4, it was unfair, and you did not deserve those deaths. How about the tactical realism in Modern Warfare? That was not a good change in the Call of Duty series. I mean, most people disagree because Modern Warfare was so successful, but the thing is, Modern Warfare may not be a bad game, but it's a terrible Call of Duty, if that makes any sense, because they put the name Call of Duty in there, they put the name Modern Warfare in there, and I understand it's a reboot, but it plays absolutely nothing like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, amazing games. It plays nothing like it. It's not Call of Duty. You can say it's a good game, but it ain't no Call of Duty, so it's definitely one of the worst CODs of all time because it doesn't feel like Call of Duty. There's just so much shit that helps bad players, and that's, the Specialists definitely did that. It was definitely a mechanic they used to help people who suck at video games by giving free kills out with the Shock Tempest and all that fucking cheese of the Specialists, Torque Shield. And then Modern Warfare focused so heavily on realism, they changed the gameplay to be so fucking slow. The maps, the doors, everything, the weapon mounting for the head glitch, every fucking thing that they designed in Modern Warfare 2019 was designed for people that are terrible at video games. That's just the truth. And it's so fucking slow, it's so fucking boring. And that's the thing, man. Yeah, so you had games like Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare that brought very significant changes to the Call of Duty formula that might mix things up a little bit and you would think would make for a more fresh experience. But the problem was, those changes that we did see were fucking terrible and they made for really bad gameplay. So, yeah, maybe Call of Duty World War II wasn't very innovative and didn't bring a lot of changes and didn't really feel like a fresh experience. It was very closely related to the older Call of Duty games like Black Ops 2 or even World at War. But, I would say that's not necessarily a bad thing considering most of the change that we did see in the Call of Duty series. When we did get games that changed up the Call of Duty formula, they made for some really bad Call of Duty experiences. So that's just my opinion. I don't really think it's a bad thing that they kind of played it safe for World War II. I think that was necessary considering how far gone the Call of Duty series was at that point in 2017. People were just sick and tired of futuristic shit. Like, it wasn't bad for them to deviate from like a regular Call of Duty game like 1 year, but when you do it 3 years in a row, I think it was definitely time to go back to, for Call of Duty series to go back to its roots. Absolutely. So I think it was actually the right game at the right time, and that's probably the reason why I love it so much, is because it feels like what a Call of Duty game is supposed to be. And Cold War is such a weird game because everything is there. Like, the gameplay mechanics are there. You don't have bullshit specialists, but the skill-based matchmaking and the terrible streak system makes for a really rotten experience that just, there's no fun to be had in Cold War. So yeah, you can argue with World War II. There really wasn't a lot of innovation, but to me, I don't think that's a terrible thing. I mean, sure, if it was the same thing every single year, that'd be one thing. Like, if we had Black Ops 2, and then the next year we had World War II, I might agree with you that, okay, the Call of Duty series is fucking stale. But considering that there were so many fucking dark years in the Call of Duty series, I think this was a really good way to bring Call of Duty back. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way for very long because we had Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare, and Cold War, which just go above and beyond to help bad players and punish people that actually try to get good at the game. And I will say, World War II did a lot of that early on in its life cycle. They had the slow sprinting, slow gameplay. It was just such a fucking drag to play for the first few months of its life cycle. The division system was also not balanced very well. There were a lot of issues with World War II. Of course there were. Anyone who played the game early on its life cycle would attest to that. But the thing is, they actually fixed it. They never fixed Modern Warfare. Dead Silence is still not a perk, and there's just so much fucking shit that's awful that they never patched. And Modern Warfare is a good example. They don't even tell you what they even patched. They lie about the patch notes, and they lie about what they did about nerfing and buffing certain guns. So yeah, that game is just a fucking train wreck. And Black Ops 4, like I said, I mean, they tried to go like with kind of like an Overwatch thing. It didn't really work out very well. Because if it did, we would have seen the specialist return, right? In Cold War, the SBMM and the streaks meaning nothing, because everyone gets a participation trophy streak. That's Black Ops Cold War. So yeah, bad players love those games because they suck at video games, they suck at life. It's like, oh yeah, Modern Warfare is a great game. Oh yeah, Black Ops Cold War is great. But these people only love these games so much is because it gives them so many safe spaces, so many different crutches, so they can actually do good. I remember my friend who was terrible at Call of Duty. He had like a negative KD. Every time he came over to my house, he'd play Call of Duty. He'd get like 2 kills and 30 deaths. But he loves Modern Warfare. He loves Black Ops Cold War because the SBMM makes him feel like he's actually good at video games. But it's just a lie. It's a facade. It's a terrible game, terrible experience. New Call of Duty is fucking terrible. You could say what you want about World War II, and World War II had a lot of problems at launch, but at least they fucking fixed it. At least they actually put an effort to actually make the game as good as it possibly can be. I mean, for a long time, the game was so unbalanced with the divisions that it didn't really, like, there was no balancing. Everyone, of course, had the same division where you can have unlimited sprint, but then they have it where every single division had unlimited sprint, so it made for a more balanced experience. And that big division overhaul really did a lot to make World War II not just feel like a clone of older Call of Duty games, because it actually brought some new things to the table with their new division creative class system, which at first was shitty, but then they actually made it work and they actually made it really good. And they also fixed the score streaks. They fixed everything that was wrong with World War II, that I can't think of anything that's bad about this game playing in 2020. It's honestly one of the best Call of Duty games of all time, probably in my top 5 list. It's that fucking good, and it just feels like what Call of Duty is supposed to be. It's fairly balanced, it's fun, it's casual, there's no strict SBMM. What's not to love about this game, honestly? And all the problems it did have before, they got fixed, so there's really not a lot of things to hate about World War II. I think it's definitely underrated, definitely got a lot of hate that it deserved early on, but it got so much better that it doesn't deserve it anymore. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Let me know what you guys think about COD World War II in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.